everybody, Randy with Rashley's BBQ. Tonight we're going to be doing cabbage soup. It's based off a recipe I got off the Facebook for fried cabbage and sausage, but we're going to start it out just like the fried cabbage recipe, but then we're going to add some more chicken stock to it and turn it into a soup. Being BBQ, caldo is very popular here on the border. Caldo is soup, and we're going to turn this into a version of soup. Not true caldo, but our own version. So we look forward to doing this recipe for you. The first thing we've done is take a stick of butter, a whole stick of butter. I'm using salted butter. We'll just reduce the amount of salt we add to the recipe later. Get it melted. I've cut it up into small pieces so it'll melt quicker. Let me go ahead and get that melted. Then what we're going to do is dump in the onion, garlic, and the cabbage and kind of fry it off in here, or sweat it down, saute it. We're going to do it over medium-high heat, so it's not really sauteing. We're going to go ahead and fry it down a little bit. And then typically you would leave it in the frying pan, but I think I'm going to put it into a boiler so I can add some chicken stock. And we're going to do a can or two of Rotel tomatoes. We'll play that by ear and see how much it takes to make it look right. There's no right or wrong because we're winging this. It's a modification of an existing recipe, which I will put the existing recipe in the description box. And then I'll put the modifications that we made to the recipe in the box also. And then take it, make it your own, do what you want with it. We'll see how it comes out. Might make some cornbread to eat this with. Let me get the butter melted and then we'll be back when we toss in the cabbage. Okay, the butter is over medium-high heat. It's all melted and it's warmed up. We got some garlic, which we'll add a little later. If you add the garlic too early and the garlic gets burnt or too hot, it'll get bitter. So we're going to go in with about a whole onion. It calls for diced, but I just kind of cut it into strips, julienne did, however you want to call it. A little larger pieces than regular dicing. We'll start that first. Give it just a couple of minutes, well, half a minute or so, and then we're going to toss the cabbage in and toss the cabbage with the butter. We don't want to get the butter burnt. So. Okay, the onions are starting to soften up. We're going to go ahead and toss in the cabbage. That's a whole small head of cabbage, kind of chopped into strips where it'll be nice bite size once it cooks down. Should be great. The recipe says to go for about 5 minutes with this, so we'll give it 5 or 6 minutes and see what it looks like. Kind of fry it down a little bit. Of course, it'll shrink as we go, and then we're going to dump it into this larger boiler and add the Rotel and the chicken stock and turn it into a soup. Okay, you can see it starting to sweat down, shrinking down. Oh, the smell of that butter is really nice. It's a lot easier to stir now. We're going to toss in, pound and a half of Andouille sausage, Como brand, straight out of Louisiana. So I'm going to put it in there while we're sweating it down, let it get some of the oils out of the grease, the fat out of that. And then I've got a boiler warming up so it won't cool off too much when we put it in it. We're going to transfer it to that boiler. I did it in the pan here so you could kind of see what was going on, a little tougher down inside the boiler. Once we add it to the boiler though, we're going to turn it into a soup, so not much to see. We're going to hit it with a little bit of black pepper. Well, actually a whole lot of black pepper. And then we're going to use some kosher salt. It calls for a half a teaspoon, but again, that was for just a pan full. We're going to be turning it into a soup, so I'm going to put about a tablespoon in there. And let's give that a stir now. Now, if we were just doing the fried cabbage, we'd add a can of Rotel right here, and we'd be about done. We can probably go ahead and go in with the garlic now. No danger of it getting bitter. Give that a stir. Heat it just a little, not too much, just to bring out the flavor of the garlic. Let it marry with everything just a little bit before we put it into the boiler. It looks pretty good. That looks good enough to eat right there. Okay, we're going to go ahead and transfer it over into that boiler now. It's been about 5 minutes. Oh yeah, you can hear it sizzling. We had it already heated up. Let's go ahead and hit it with the Rotel tomatoes. Again, since we're doing a soup, we'll go ahead and pop 2 cans in there. That's 2 10-ounce cans. And we'll go ahead and add some chicken stock. Give that a stir. That cabbage is going to cook down a little more as it goes. We'll bring that up to a simmer. Let me see where we're at on salt and pepper. Yeah, it's going to need a little more salt. But let's simmer it down a bit first. So I'm going to put it on high to bring it back up to a boil. Then we'll come back and take a look at it. Okay, we've got it seasoned up. We've got enough chicken stock in it. We're going to let it simmer for a little bit. I'm going to make some cornbread. I'll put a link in the description box to the previous video where I made cornbread, just in case you've never made it before, or if you want to see how we make it and keep it from sticking in a cast iron pan. So we appreciate y'all sticking with us, and we'll be back when this is done. I'll have the cornbread made and we'll give it a taste test. We'll dish it up. All right, cornbread's ready. Let's dish up a little bit of this. Get some sausages in there, some juice. There we go. Cornbread. Try the sausage here. Oh, that is steaming hot. I gotta be careful. Cabbage and tomatoes. Oh, very good. I can't beat that. That is so good. The Rotel, a little bit of heat coming through from the Rotel, the tomato flavor. Oh, that is so good. That Andouille sausage, Como sausage out of Louisiana. And we appreciate y'all tuning in. Have the recipe down in the box. If y'all enjoyed this, click like. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. And we appreciate y'all watching this video. We'll be back with more tomorrow. So for now, this is Randy with Rashley's BBQ saying adios, and we'll see y'all later.